What are you gonna say?
Hi, bear with me a moment. I'm trying to get to the mods channel. Hi, bear with me a moment. I'm trying to get to the mods channel. Hi, bear with me a moment. I'm trying to get to the mods
Too many goddamn things open. Let's highlight. So what you got planned? Since everyone pulled this one out of the air.
Sorry. Give me just a moment.
It's a little horrid, isn't it?
Yeah. My lovely wife has a very stinky butt today.
You can adjust that camera there how you need it.
Can you make that table big screen so I can adjust it as I can see it?
There you go.
My modules. There it goes. Now it's starting to load.
Hitting you.
Okay. Okay, so I really haven't been doing anything as far as the crafts have been concerned. Just piddling here and there. So, but to be fair, Sonia really didn't start printing anything for me until yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. Stuff for me to play with? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, she's been slacking. Okay, you can take it off the craft table now and put it on.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
particular can working.
Okay, yes, as you can see, I do have a, this is the ball post for a bed frame. So, as you can see, there's odds and ends and household stuff that we do as well. But as soon as I get these situated, then we have an Umbreon.
Me.
Wrong camera.
No, it's the right camera. It's just Move. Okay. Just trying to see if you're still alive. There, I'm still. Yeah, bear with me. Every time I start this
Always gotta
program,
readjust cameras.
I gotta
Always.
readjust everything. Okay, there you are.
Okay, so Umbreon. If you don't know what an Umbreon is, watch Pokemon. Because that's pretty much what today's going to be. Leafeon. Rowlet. Now I'm still working on him a little bit because he still needs a little bit of repair work. Because I had to fill in and cap off some of his feet because the caps came off of his feet, or his paws, I should say. And one of them is just lost. So,
Yeah, it kind of got caught up in the supports.
So, since they're my own personal miniatures, I'm not stressing it too much. But I will say, because they are my own personal miniatures, I've got a bit more leeway on what I can do to fix them instead of just reprinting out a new one. So what I'm doing is, like you'll see with this foot here,
Oops, hold on.
well,
Okay.
the good thing is I'm showing them the craft table, and the craft table camera is still working.
Yeah, well, so's the other one. I'm just resizing to kind of get more of you and less of all the clutter in the background.
Okay, and if I bring this one up nice and close to that one, which has the nice lighting, okay, you can kind of see one of these feet right here.
You turn them down. Other way, other way, other way. Keep going. No.
That's up. Yeah, it doesn't work. What I did was I took the hot glue gun and I filled his entire leg with hot glue. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build on that foot. Okay, now that it's mostly dry in there, I'll build on that foot to bring the layer up. And then once I paint it, you won't even be able to tell that there was, a missing paw. So thankfully that one's actually pretty easy to fix. And like I said, I'm only doing that because it's my own personal one. I don't feel like wasting more filament to print another one out when the rest of him is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the bottom. And once I do the glue fill, his feet, instead of sitting a little uneven like that, which you can even see from the camera, but instead of his foot sitting slightly covered off the ground, with the hot glue, as I layer it on and flatten it out, it'll look just like his regular foot. Your weekly is already done.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing that one all the time.
No, I do that one, then the week, then that one again, then the week.
Okay, I took mine this morning, so.
Yeah, your weekly's already done, so just put that one on my desk,
Okay.
and I'll have that one done before your weekly is out. Okay, so we have Growlithe. Like I said, he still needs a little bit of work, so we will be working on him as well. And of course, last, definitely not least, because he's one of my favorites. I'll show you from the top view, which you may not be able to tell what he is. And if you do, more power to you. My friend is a Bulbasaur. Although I do kind of wish he was an open version and he had his vines out and everything, because, that would be kind of awesome. Because I love, Bulbasaur when his bloom actually opens and his vines come out and it flowers.
Let's see. I have to look.
So that's what we've got.
Kirby.
Oh, yes. And if y'all remember, I had done these little calico cats.
Cali cats or calibration
I'm
cats.
sorry. Cali cats. The first one that I did was a pretty little white one with some little white sparkle on it. Some black whiskers. And then we did a black one with some white whiskers. And of course, the white one has blue eyes, the black one has green eyes. This one is going to be a little orange kitty.
It's a Kirby-sized one.
It's going to be a little orange kitty, and it's going to have really pretty yellow eyes. So, but he's going to be white and orange. And yes, each one of these represents our kitties.
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah. Because we got the orange one, which will represent Kirby. We got the black one, which represents the Fudgefoot. And then we got the white one, which represents the Lulu. So if y'all don't know my kitties now, you do.
I don't know if you have. Well, you probably don't want to go run and get them, but
What?
all your Star Wars protect, right?
Yeah, no, I'll leave those for another time when I'm actually working on kind of something along that theme. Okay, so what I'm doing now, like I said, these are the ball tops for the posts on a metal bed frame. And it's actually not my household project. I actually just offered to do these because I knew that I could make them look as close to the original as I could while still making it a different color. Because this was a beautiful pewter colored brushed metal frame. Okay, most of it still is. We gave this set to my mom.
Yeah, we bought the set back in winter of 2000, or January, February 2015,
Right.
to replace our old piece of junk that we had for many years that we got for free. So we went out and bought ourselves a nice mattress and a nice frame to go with it. And
Okay, true time. Let me put it this way. If you're under 16, you may want to mute for a second.
what?
This bed frame, the original reason that I fell in love with this bed frame is because, well, come on, it's got posts. You can tie things to it. Come on.
Dirty bird.
Yeah, a little kinky. Granted, that never got done, but
That was the first thought that ran through her mind.
yeah. So, what are you gonna do?
It was our first purchased bed, brand spanking new, in 7 years, something like that.
Oh, ever. Brand spanking new bed. That was our
Well, the
first
7 years we were.
together. Yeah,
Together.
that was our very
Yeah.
first brand new bed together.
Yeah. The rest of them either been freebies, $20 ones. You pick it up and haul it. We'll give it to you. And 2015, we treated ourselves, and we got a new TV, got a couple of couches.
I was very
Pick up our
much
apartment.
the Craigslist bargain shopper back then.
Yeah.
I was able to find so much stuff off of Craigslist. Granted, Craigslist isn't quite that good anymore,
No, it's all scams now.
but back in its day, it was an amazing tool to be able to utilize. I furnished entire apartments
Love them, yeah.
with Craigslist.
Now we got a mom who goes garage sailing.
Two of them.
They go garage sale and thrift storing, so they find some good deals now and then. And I got some stuff to paint too, so we may switch off here in a little while. I throw some paint on some things.
Yeah, that way y'all ain't stuck waiting for me to, sit here and watch paint dry.
So I do have to wait till payday to get my big set of paints
But
for all my colors. But I went out and I got just a few base colors that I needed just so I can get a bit of a start.
Yep. We made sure that we got her what she needed the other day, or at least the start of
The
what
majority
she
of our paints really don't go through an airbrush too well without a lot of mixing and fiddling. So I'm getting myself a set of good airbrush paints since Nikki really likes using a brush rather than an airbrush. She likes the tactile feel of it.
Well, you also got to remember, I am pagan, so, and I also practice witchcraft. Sorry if y'all don't like that. So one of the best things that you can do when you're doing any type of craft, even if it's, using an airbrush, you focus on the intention, what you want. If you're doing it for yourself, focus on the feelings that you want when you're around this object, when you look at this object. Things like that. If it's for someone else, focus the intention, on what you would like them to, feel or think of when they see an object or whatever the case may be. So, like with me, doing these right here, most people wouldn't think, oh, well, that's not really a witchcraft object. Anything, absolutely anything can be a witchcraft object. Okay, and since I am, since I sanded these down, cleaned them up and everything, and now I'm repainting them, but the entire time that I've worked on these, I've thought about my mom and, how much I love my mom and, how I hope that she's with us for an extremely long time and that I hope that every time she'll see these from this point, it puts a smile on her face. But that's what I mean by intention, put your thoughts, your feelings, and focus on that when you're doing the project, and that's how you infuse something with your intentions. Hi, baby.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You found your little miniatures, didn't you?
Not all of them. I had a whole slew of them, but the very first time I ever traveled with them, I put them in my luggage in an airplane. And by the time I got from Texas to Phoenix and opened up my suitcase when I got home, the foam inside the little plastic carrying cases had shrunk and squeezed and bent a lot of stuff.
Aww.
And then, of course, I did these, over, 30 years ago.
Right.
So, all the ones that I had, I've lost them over the years. And I've tossed them into a box and just, and I just kind of came across these the other day. I had my 3 or 4 that I posted on, I think on Facebook, but a couple of Discord channels, the few that were still running around that I had. And I had printed a little shelf to put on top of my computer speaker because I was tired of chasing them around my desk and knocking the barrels off and all that stuff. Now they sit kind of out of the way on top of my computer speaker. So hopefully they'll last a lot longer. Yeah, but I had a whole slew more than what I've got right here.
Sorry, I'm figuring out the base colors, so I know.
When I say miniature, These are micro armor, little, I guess, pewter miniatures that I painted way back.
Do you have one that isn't painted?
Way back in the 90s, beginning of 90s, when I was in the Army, I would sit at the desk in the barracks and paint these with a magnifying glass, a pair of tweezers, and little tiny brushes.
And they are absolutely, most definitely pewter.
They are pewter?
Yes. I used to have this collection when I was younger. Pewter animals that sat on top of amethyst crystals. You used to be able to buy them at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to have this amazing collection when I was 15 and 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they got stolen from an ex, which I'd still like to smack my best friend upside the head over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the same one she ended up dating later on in life.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so... thankfully, she's got a good one now. She's married.
Is that the one in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you remember when I had a cow when she started dating that dude?
Mm-hmm.
When we were in Florida? Yeah, that was the ex that stole all my amethyst and pewter. And the one that raised his hand.
Oh, the guy, I was like, trying to understand what we were talking about. Yeah, no, I understand. No.
Y'all are wondering, because I know I just said that, and probably, so if there's any women, probably just went, oh my goodness. Y'all didn't know me very well back then. 16 years old, standing in my mama's kitchen doing dishes, and the boy thinks he has a right to grab me with my hands in dirty dishes. No, that's a bad. Let's just say the butcher knife came out to play. But thankfully, before that butcher knife actually came into use, my little brother, now get that, who's 4 years younger than me, okay? So he was only 12 years old at the time, and he was little. But my ex was such a pussy that he was afraid. This 18-year-old dude was afraid of this 12-year-old little boy. Yeah, I know that said something bad about me, that I was willing to date someone like that. But, to be fair, I was also in my rebellious stage, and I didn't want to live with mommy and daddy no more, and he had the means to make that happen. So, but he never actually hit me, never got a chance. It's one thing my mama did teach me. If someone ever lays a hand on me, they ain't gonna last. There was only one case that did that, and that's because I was waiting on something else.
You are setting a trend.
Oh, absolutely. Even though I didn't know at the time. Okay, those of you that don't know, I was dating a chick before Sonia and I got together. Because Sonia and I actually met in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Texas in 2004. I moved to Texas in 2003. And I started dating this girl in late of 2003. And probably, I would say about 6 months after we started dating, she introduced me to this amazing woman that I instantly had an attraction to, even though I was dating somebody. You know, we hang out a couple of times. But then my girlfriend started noticing certain things, and she got to the point where she started trying to control things. She moved me out of state. She would tell Sonia that, you know, yeah, we could help do this or we could help do that, but then never tell me, so we would never show up because I had no idea.
Every time they would disappear and I'd find them again, get in touch with them again, you know, she'd up and move her.
Yep,
And disappear again.
my ex would move me. You know, because Sonia and I have talked about this a lot, and we honestly believe that if I was never taken out of the state and moved across the country, halfway across the country, that Sonia and I probably would be together since 2004.
Maybe not 2004, probably late 2005.
Yeah, but that's still 3 years earlier than what
Yeah,
we
I know.
actually were.
And I never really. I had an attraction to her because I thought she was very interesting. She was a fun person to be around. She was fun to talk to, good conversation, and I never really thought about dating her. She was really not my type at the time.
Now, Sonia had a thing for tall, leggy blonde. Oh, yeah.
But anyhow,
I got a thing for tall, leggy redhead.
yeah, yeah. But when we got together and things just kind of took its course.
Yeah. Sonia and I learned very quickly we have a lot in common.
A lot in common and a lot you're off camera.
No, I'm not. I'm right there. I'm not actually doing anything but cleaning up. See, I have a little file, and so I'm not doing anything but cleaning up.
No, we got enough in common and enough not in common that it doesn't get boring.
Right.
We like a lot of the same shows, but she also likes a lot of her oddball shows, her vampires and her
I
sappy
am a
shows.
sci-fi, science fiction, obsessed kind
Yeah,
of
we
person.
both like science fiction, and she tends to lean more towards fantasy.
Yeah.
But like I said, we get enough in common and enough not in common that if we get bored of each other, we get tired of being around each other constantly, we go off and do our own thing.
Perfect example. Right now, Sonia is watching a series. It's called Combat. All
From the
about
60s.
yeah, all about
World War II, and a company and a squad in World War II. And,
right now, my current show is The Good Witch.
Yeah.
Which is all about basically a modern day version of witchcraft. Which is herbs and crystals and intentions. But
we each got our own show that we can sneak off, and I wake up early in the morning. I start doing my things. I turn it on the computer here and watch it. And when I go to bed early, she sits up till late, 2, 3 in the morning watching her show. And then we find movies that we like together. We both like the Marvel movies and other movies. I think the other night we watched The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife with Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson, and Selma Hayek. And that was a riot. And we watched some shows. She got me into Supernatural. We just finished watching an episode of Leverage 2.0.
I was gonna say,
the second one, and we're watching Walker with Jared Padalecki. And
I just figured out, today while we're sitting down watching TV, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this documentary as we're watching it, and I'm going, good God, that's the same facial structure as Jared Padalecki.
Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
Really?
Take the two faces and sit them side by side. They have a lot of the same facial structure. I was tripping. I was like, damn. He could be a little heartthrob. Well, he already is a little heartthrob. But, and if you're wondering, these guys we're talking about, they're my age. So,
Yeah.
They were born in 79, and I don't remember when Jared was born. Well, at least not the year.
I don't know.
Jensen, I know he's my age.
Yeah, they're both within a year of you. Yeah.
Yeah, Jensen was born in 79, same year I was.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm not one of those girls that's afraid to, really reveal my age. I'm 41. Do I give a fuck? No. Because I look at it this way: with age, hopefully comes wisdom.
Mm-hmm. anyhow, we got some stuff in the printer too. We have in the little ender. I got a. It's a. In my truck, I have my phone, and I had it in a clip that I made in the air conditioner duct. But being hot in here and my truck needing a recharge for refrigerant, you can't just go to the store and buy a can. You actually have to go to the dealer or somewhere else and special stuff. It's been a little warm, so I pulled it off there, and I have another old phone that has a map and has, connected to an OBD2, stuff on the engine, gas, RPM, and all that stuff, voltage, and, different things like that. So I have that. So I'm combining, and that sits in the CD slot, and the whole that slides into the CD slot of the Nissan Titan. So I'm making a combined mount that will put my regular phone that I use, for phone calls and, to control my ham radio on one mount, so I don't have to block a air conditioning vent anymore. So that's this black one that's right here. You can hardly see it. I can't really use PLA because it gets soft in heat and it gets hot in the truck. And I didn't want to use blue or red or stone out of PETG, which is, better for heat. So I'm printing it out of actually black carbon fiber PLA, which hopefully should be strong and withstand the heat. So we'll see. That's got quite a few hours to go. Quite a few. And then on the big ender, I've got Luke Skywalker for Nikki's Star Wars collection, but I'm seeing some oddity going on here. I'm just hoping it will finish printing properly, and that's just a little screw up where all the little fuzzies are. But we'll see. Maybe if this one goes wonky some more, I'll put more support on it. But that's what we got in the.
She came out
in the printers.
beautiful.
Who's that?
Umbreon,
Mm-hmm.
but I really do wish she was bigger.
How much bigger?
Same size as Flareon.
Okay, that one.
Because I love the detail on her. You can see.
Yeah, she's got some eyes and. Yeah.
No. See this?
Mm-hmm.
And then look around her tail.
No, the band. Yes.
And then on her legs,
Yeah.
that actual detail came through. So she'll be nice and easy to paint.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to take it.
I will actually start Kira right quick.
Okay, unfortunately, Leafeon,
What's wrong with Leafeon?
because of the style of Leafeon, she is going to be hard to print no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the models that we have found for her aren't the greatest.
That's actually the best of the bunch. The other one is like no detail whatsoever.
Yeah. And, she's still missing quite a bit of detail.
Yeah.
But I'll do a basic one, and hopefully in the future somebody will come out with a nice good one that I can print out and do. Because right now this one here, she's got a little bit of damage, and it's not damage I can fix. Unfortunately.
Damage from the supports or just.
She's missing some of her spikes. Like this one broke.
Mm-hmm.
This one broke. This one broke.
So taking apart, I broke her tail in two places, broke her leg.
I only had one piece of her tail.
No, it's this top part I was able to glue, but I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't stay steady enough to hold that little part.
Well, this little part I had to jerry rig it.
Yeah.
Her tail, because as you can see, her tail comes and curves in, then curves out. Okay. Unfortunately, when I first went to put the tail on, I did it with hot glue or with regular super glue. 20 minutes later, I came back, went to pick her up to start filing around it, and the tail just came right off. And I know it's not my glue, so I'm assuming it has something to do with the filament. I think there might be still just a little too much oil within the filament itself uh, for the glue to adhere properly, at least that particular glue. So that's when I broke out the hot glue gun. And I filed off the old glue. And then I filed it down to smooth it even more. And thankfully, because I did that, that's how I got the tail to actually stay on. Because I created two completely flat surfaces, put the hot glue on there, and just kind of snuggled the tail.
Yeah, I actually have two Umbreons.
Okay.
Oh, that actually might be the same one. Give me a second. This one's taking a little while to load. Yeah, they're identical.
Okay.
Yeah, they're identical. One's just supported. So, and she has a lot more detail than what you have right there.
You may have to print her on a higher quality.
Yeah, instead of 0.2, maybe.
Details that'll make a break it.
And you said you want her. How tall is Leafeon or Flareon? Well, her body, not so much the tail.
Oh, well, I was
Center of her body.
yeah, I know. 4.
Or what? 4 centimeters?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Measure Umbreon.
3.
3? Because the model's saying it's 50 at the high point, so
Yeah, see?
that's on the little enders. How's that look? In case y'all wondering what I'm pulling with.
Looks good to me.
And Nikki in there. So her tail for her ears will stand at 70 millimeters, so 7 centimeters.
Okay.
So roughly 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches.
That'll be the tip of her tail. That's
Tip of
7.
her ears. Her ears are her highest point.
Yeah, that works.
No. Oh, that's Leafeon.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So that's the size you want?
I think so. Because right now the tip of her ears are only at 4.5. So that should work. Why do you get fine?
You gave it to me because I don't have my red one anymore.
Oh, that's right, the broken.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It's my red. I don't know.
Well, you have my ruler? I'm looking at the purple ruler going, the purple ruler is mine. Right here, my purple ruler.
You may have given it to me to do something, and I just stuck it in my drawer. Okay, on super quality, 0.12 millimeters is going to take, just finish loading here. Finish slicing. This might take a lot. Oh, shut up, Echo. And it's still slicing.
Let's do.
My tissues. Excuse me. Yeah, it's still slicing, so yeah, you see it's up there about 3/4.
Blame Cox for it being slow as molasses.
Hmm.
So you can blame Cox for it being slow as molasses.
No, it's slicing. I put it at super detail, so it's slicing at very fine detail.
Well, still blame Cox for
Well,
being
it doesn't
slow.
have anything to do with Cox for the slicing.
I still blame Cox.
22 hours and 5 minutes. Let's try 0.16. For such a little model, that is quite some time. Still slicing. To be fair, I've got OBS running on this computer too, so that's taken up quite a few cycles, and Chrome and Cura, so my computer's starting to show its age. It's only a 6th gen i7 with 64 gigs of RAM. But it actually does fairly well for what it is. Probably have it for another 5-6 years.
And no, she's not kidding.
No, the Beast I built in 2002, early 2002, maybe late 2001. And we finally decided to say fuck you and stop the day we bought the new HP in December of 2010. So yeah, I had that computer 9 years.
Yeah, how do you like them apples? She had this beast of a computer that was going strong, and you know, it kept chugging along and everything.
Yeah, we decided no, it's about time to buy a new computer, and I bought a new HP. And, you know, I had 8 gigs, but a more powerful processor, and at the time Windows 7. And we plugged it in. I unplugged the old one, moved it off to the side, plugged it in the new one, and went to go turn on the old one to transfer some files, and it just would not turn on, would not do anything. It just said, fuck you. You replaced me, so there. I ended up losing all my, well, no, I don't know if I lost my files. Because I don't know if I was able to take that hard drive and put it into the other one.
You lost mostly movies and stuff. It was
Yeah, at the time we didn't have a big collection. We had 20 gigabytes?
Yeah, more than that.
Instead of the, 70 tera,
But to
the
be
50
fair,
terabytes I
they were
have now.
also standard definition
Yeah.
at the time, so we had quite a few.
Yeah, we had a few. We had a couple of TV shows. I know we had DS9 and all.
Granted, nowhere near what we've got now.
Yeah, now I've got, 50 terabytes worth of movies and TV movie shows. Yes, I collect moon digitized movies.
Let's say about that.
Moving it down to .16 only saved like 15 minutes. It's now 20 hours, 49 minutes. 21 hours, 49 minutes. But that's at .16. I mean, let me try something else. Let's bump up the speed just a little bit because I could adjust that on the fly on the printer. Should anything get a little weird. No. If you want to watch the printers as we're going, there's your camera links. Of course, there's our main page. What you doing? Comparing colors?
Yeah.
So you have to sit there and watch paint dry kind of thing as it slides over the back too. What Nikki was doing too. It's actually getting ready to print Bulbasaur.
Apparently, I'm trying to throw the bottle away.
Throw the bottle.
Yeah, it just kind of flipped it that way.
When we get the Glowforge back up and running, I'll stick that camera down at the bottom here too.
Oh, it's up and running. We just don't have the camera.
Yeah, I kind of stole the camera for something else. But I've got another camera running around here somewhere. I'll put back on it. And I built the other Raspberry Pi 4 to handle 3 cameras. So once we get the studio kind of resorted how we're setting it up, we'll get all those cameras up and going. And, we may stream from the studio one of these days. Who knows? We kind of redeveloped the studio a little bit. She's going to get into more quilting and some sewing. She wants to put a nice chase in there and to be able to relax, watch some TV, and work on crocheting a blanket and some throws, and maybe do some quilting with the sewing machine and some other stuff like that. Stuff that her mom can teach her. And then, of course, we got the Glowforge in there because it sits in there relatively nicely and doesn't take up a whole lot of room. We really don't have room in here for it, even though we did have a vent drilled for it. Things are dynamic. It may come back in here again. Who knows? As we figure out what we're doing. Yeah, but she wants to get into quilting and crocheting again, and doing some flea markets here in town. Which she doesn't have to get special permission for, just doing blankets and quilts and household stuff. The Wiccan and pagan stuff, that stuff that she was doing, basically Oklahoma City said, no, we don't want that on the flea market. And the only place that will allow it, the flea market that will allow it, only does it like once a year.
Yeah, because it's not a God-fearing thing. They don't want to have anything to do with it.
Well, it's just misunderstood. So the one that will allow it, they only do it maybe once a year
Twice.
or twice a year. So, we make changes business-wise, what suits us. And now it's more of a hobby. But occasionally we'll put some stuff together and we'll keep it.
We are still equal business. We've got all.
Yeah,
you know,
no, if you guys want us to do something for you, like I said, there's our custom stuff, so you can always contact us and we can always whip something up for you, be it made out of wood, plastic, 3D printed, 3D designed, sewn, engraved, drop us a line and let us know.
Okay, I'm just doing a base coat, which is why I'm not, trying to get all pretty and all everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This only saved it only saved. Now it's 20 hours and 38 minutes. So what? Half hour, an hour, maybe.
2 hours total.
And this is on the little ender, so I'll send it over there, and when my print is done, I'll fire off on it for you.
Okay, so kind of the plan that I have for the next few days, because I am kind of hoping that Sonia doesn't mind that I do kind of want to stream the next couple of days.
Suppose we're not doing anything really.
Exactly.
I got some stuff to paint too, so I'm just waiting on more paints to really get into it.
Right.
And I do want to mix some paint with an airbrush and test out my stencils to see if they'll do what I want them to do. So, I'm still learning the airbrush too, so this one thing I want to really get kind of decent at. What is going on? Well, that's a support going free here. What?
Not give it some time. Wait and see.
Well, according to the layer, the G-code layer, it doesn't seem to be anything. Might be part of his arm, I don't know.
Okay, that's what I thought. Let's just making sure.
What's that?
I was looking at the pictures of Bulbasaur.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was right. Bulbasaur has the vine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's his evolutions and everything where it gets the bloom and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not doing a very pretty job at the moment. I have to make sure that it's covered. Not the rest of the paint is all on top.
Yes, I'm messing around with the camera cropping just to get a better. See, less junk in the background and more of what we're doing.
Down. It's really wet.
Hmm.
Okay.
I did get a miniature grip I downloaded. I want you to take a look at the style, see if it's something you would use.
Okay.
Uh,
Since I can't get a picture.
Yeah, eventually when he's gets going again, gets his back orders and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Buggers. Oh, no wonder why it's warm in here.
Why?
It's 102 degrees outside. It's 81 here. I'm actually a little warm.
Desert. It's warm. How's that possible?
Well, baby, I'm also sitting next to a little printer that's printing at, 200, or big printer that's printing at 205 degrees, or at 401 degrees and 157 degrees, and the other printer's printing at 446 degrees and 167 degrees. And they're sitting 6 inches from me. Oh, yeah, it's a little warm in this corner.
Why we haven't been streaming is because, unfortunately, yes, I'm a Yankee, and I usually do like a cool home. I keep my AC at 70. Unfortunately, you keep the AC in this room at 70. That may say 81 degrees. It does not feel like 81
It
degrees.
gets pretty chilly in here. But with all the the electronics we have in here and all that, and with the printers running at, like I said, 400 some odd degrees,
It makes sense. Well,
it
yeah.
makes a little sense. But that's not the only reason why I haven't shown. We've just been kind of doing other things, and I have been trying to print out as much as possible to give Nikki something to paint and do on stream. And I printed out some stuff that I'll show you guys here in a little bit when she's ready to scoot over, stuff that I'll be printing or painting and getting with. And like I said, I gotta wait till I get my full set of paints, so hopefully Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, because to be perfectly honest, when she doesn't print me out things to paint,
She's got nothing to do.
I get very bored and very lazy.
Yeah.
And all I literally want to do is sit in my game room, watch my TV, play my video games, and literally shut up the rest of the entire month.
Antisocial. We just really,
Most gamers are.
we just haven't, had anything really to show off. I've just been like really proud. I printed all her stuff and
I should rephrase that though. It's not that most gamers are antisocial. We're just so involved in our shit. We don't care what's going on out there. You want to talk to us? Find us in the game. Sorry.
Are you ready to switch positions?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Because, no offense, you start working with that airbrush and it's a pain in the ass because
I'm really not going to be working with the airbrush at the moment. I may actually use the spray can outside.
okay.
I may grab some paper and test my stencils with the airbrush with just a neutral color. Just to,
Well,
what? What's wrong?
I know. But that's alright.
What's you?
Weird. This is so loose. That one's not loose.
Adjustment.
Well, you can clean it when I'm done since I don't clean them properly apparently.
What you messing with?
Where's the little airbrush stand? Because I still use that over here. Usually like this.
Mm. You just need a couple of drops. And then a drop or two of flow. Because he said he wanted the consistency of skim milk. Which I'm not a milk drinker, and I haven't seen skim milk in 30 years, 40 years
I
maybe.
know what skim milk looks like.
So I really don't know how to. And I need to make some little stirs.
Yes.
Or it'd be easier to just get a box of coffee things. But those are, I don't know. Let's see. So I do have some paint paddles saved. I just haven't printed any. Stick it in your phone. All right, what you messing with? I'm pretty on Embarn is great. Black. Okay. Do you want a doohickey? Skewer? It's a roach pot, a pot roach. Oh, black and what, yellow?
Yellow.
Oh, cool.
She's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's walking in.
She kind of reminds me of Frey Frey.
I know.
Frey Frey is our little tiger kitty. You saw me petting her a little while ago. She was in here looking for some loves. Nothing. So she takes the chili.
Yes, I do. This is why I don't like using this. It's a hassle every time. Every time.
Yeah, we're still learning the airbrush, so. And the big ender just. Yeah. Anyhow, I think it's not coming out right anyhow. Take a moment to clean off the bed and I'll start a different print in this one.
Alright, so I don't know what happened there. But I will work on her. I'll send her an Umbreon, or detailed Umbreon, for that printer instead. Waiting, I'll print out a quick little Star Wars base. Oh, figurine base, not a Star Wars base, but base for our figurines. Yoda keeps falling over. Look out, they hold the fork, so. Could have been one, another of them. The only reason why I'm doing this is I'm curious on the resolution and detail of the model, because maybe it looked a little low poly compared to the other one that I have, which the supports on that one were so thin they just failed. When the supports are so thick, you can't see anything.
Need black?
Hmm?
Black.
Black glass?
Black. Do you
Black.
need black paint on any of your things?
Yeah, and baby, I'll put that here in a minute. I'm like doing two things at once.
Alright, I was trying not to waste it, but I'll clean it up.
You can leave it full because I got.
Too late.
get back to what I was doing. And right now I'm just printing a little 45 millimeter disc for a figurine base. So that's what's in the printer now. Okay. And I just put my finger again. And I broke his leg. And I hurt my finger.
Did you make it better? What are you doing over there?
Mm-hmm. Told me to.
Okay.
Doing.
Be very, very careful you don't bend the tip.
Dried pink,
Mm-hmm.
not the black pink.
Mm-hmm. You're ready to flip flop.
As soon as I'm done cleaning. Okay. It's already started.
Yeah, I know. They all are for some reason.
Problem is, so that's getting out of the way.
Mm.
Mm. Look at that.
Mhm.
That's all from inside.
Thanks, Free.
We're definitely going to need to pick up a couple of bottles of alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Vodka, tequila, rum.
Sure. I won't say no. We need to find out more if we can't get more sets of these.
Mm-hmm. Just drop something.
Yeah, because I'm going to let you put it all back together. Alcohol does amazing things that even that airbrush cleaner doesn't do.
And alcohol, if there's any rubber seals that are in there,
I
it'll
know,
dry them up.
I know, but that's why you don't do it very often, but only when needed. But considering how much issues we've been having with it,
Mm-hmm.
it was needed. Go ahead and sit. Shit. I gotta put up a shield. Give me a minute.
So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play with some steps to practice, so I will use this one. Need to get the paint thingy, the test thingy that swirls and shakes up the paint. Yeah. This is a piece. There. Flow through there.
And while she's doing all that, I'm gonna put on my game.
Mhm.
Well, it's gold event, and I want the gold.
So,
Bear with me, I'll be right back.
I can't mix up doing this. This one is a little tricky.
Like I said, it's a gold event. This is where my multiplayer comes in handy. Because in one kingdom, I've got 5 castles, and with the gold event, you have to rally something, which means you need more than one person. I take all 5 of mine and put them in one. Okay. Bear with me for one more minute. I gotta fight.
going near, but so I'm still getting used to getting the mixture right and the flow before I get constant flow out of it. And I've been told to make it a mixture about as skim milk, but that's a rule. I really don't drink milk, and I only have it on occasion in my cereal, and I have not seen skim milk in 40 years. I'm practicing at least. So let me.
What?
So I'm gonna do that green. I've got 10 here now. So I probably should have went with black. Actually, flush this.
This chair is very dangerous in this location.
Yeah, you keep bumping into the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all art and imagination at some point leads you to think about things that aren't true. And that can be a great exercise for adapting to the world. I think that it's the job of the artist to push the boundaries of what we're comfortable with and to make us see things differently than we might otherwise see them. I think that having art is a cornerstone of a free society, and that artists help us to recontextualize things, to make connections that we might not otherwise make, and they're not always successful at it, but I think part of that is artists pushing the boundaries of the art itself. Asking the question, what is art and what is music and what are the limits? And we saw it in the Dadaist movement in painting, and we saw a kind of backlash against that with hyper-realism and photorealism. So in terms of evolution, I think we've evolved as a question-asking species. And those questions have helped us to do things like harness the power of fire and discover the wheel and have agriculture and decode DNA and discover penicillin and all this stuff. And what you get out of that is music that many people find unlistenable, but it's part of the game.
Yeah. Yes, this is the stuff that I've got to paint. Well, anyhow, this is what I've got to paint. One of those tweets or whatever. The pickles.
You said one, you didn't say which.
be painting this picture.
Yeah, you gotta keep moving it.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I think it's the design of that freaking airbrush, because that's 2 airbrushes that we've had to do basically the same freaking things with. So the only thing I can think of is just it's a shitty airbrush. Doing it again. Okay, guys. We are, don't know if we're going to say goodnight for the night or if we're going to take a break for a while. But we're having some issues with the airbrush, of course. So we're going to stop for now. And we may or may not see you later. I'm not going to guarantee anything. But we will try at the very least. And if not, hopefully we'll be back again tomorrow. Okay, guys? So we'll see you later. Have a great day and great weekend and blessed be. You want to say bye? No? Okay. All right, guys. Have a great